When that trial ends,
oh boy, look, baby. Little Chucky Schumer's on.
senators will have to decide
He's always good for a laugh. Come on, Chucky, what you got?
if they believe Donald John Trump incited the erection.
Incited what?
Incited the erection.
Inside an erection? I knew things were hard up there on Capitol Hill, but I didn't know Chucky Schumer would have a firm grasp of the situation.
Donald John Trump incited the erection.
Given the track record of politicians, maybe we should have known.
If you're out camping or you've hit hard times and there's no potable water anywhere to be found, just take your solar cooker with you, dip it in a lake, stream, or pond, open it up, put it out in the sun, and within hours you're going to have potable, sterilized drinking water. My link for your massive discount is in the description below.
One of the favorite tools in the arsenal of every propagandist is you have to have a good lead slogan. Today's popular lead slogan is building back better or build back better. So my question is, how are these politicians planning on building, and who is it going to be better for? This is just a real quick compilation. But before I get to this, I just want to say that if you were going to build a building, let's say like a high-rise building, and you wanted the building to be safe, logic would dictate that you wouldn't cut corners. You wouldn't hire a contractor that has the reputation of building structures that ended up costing far more than the original bid, or consistently constructing things that fell apart and harmed and killed people when the structure collapsed. So when you're considering building back better, who's going to be doing the building? What is the quality of the work going to be? Who is going to benefit from this better proposition promised to us by the politicians? I mean, it's the same way if you want to build a society. If you want a strong, morally based, financially sound, functioning, strong economy and a strong society, then you wouldn't look for the most morally bankrupt, dishonest, corrupt thieves. Or would you? I mean, everybody knows the cliche about politicians. Everybody knows you can't trust them. You know when they're lying, when their lips are moving. But for some reason, individuals in society have chosen to put the most important thing in the hands of politicians, and that's our freedom. Let's roll this tape right here.
It's a very pertinent question to ask, how do we build back better?
To build back better or whatever.
We have a chance to reset the clock and build back better than before.
To build back better than before.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it build back better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better.
We're going to build
Guys, building back better is a good thing. But the problem is when a politician is saying they're going to build something back better, they mean something entirely different than the rest of us mean. Usually what this means is it's going to benefit them and it's going to financially and physically destroy you.
back better.
And build it back better.
It's my plan to build back better.
Start taking all the problems that have been created in education and mental health and start to build back in a positive way.
I have launched a booklet called Build Back Better, Britain After Coronavirus.
Who's going to help us build back better? The politicians, big pharma, the big corporations, eugenicists. But I want to show you what they mean by build back better, and then we're going to get back to this real quick. Janet Yellen, she was nominated, and her nomination sails through the Senate panel. Final vote set for Monday. She's going to get it. But Janet Yellen from the Federal Reserve is going to become the next Treasury Secretary, the first female Treasury Secretary. Who's the last Treasury Secretary? Another Goldman Sachs / inside international banker, Steve Mnuchin. So it doesn't matter whose administration this is under. We've got a Federal Reserve fox in charge of the Treasury henhouse. And that is never good for any of us. That means the value of every single dollar that you've earned, that you've accumulated, that you have stored in a vault or under the mattress or in a bank account is going to diminish in value. And I'm going to show you in real time how that's happening right now as they continue with these executive orders out of the Biden White House, as it was done in the Trump White House. The U.S. Senate Finance Committee on Friday unanimously approved Janet Yellen's nomination as the first woman Treasury Secretary, indicating that she will easily win full Senate approval. Full Senate approval for the Federal Reserve Fox in the Treasury henhouse. This says Democrats are working on legislation to provide $3,000 payments per child amid the plan to organize partial shutdown of the U.S. economy in the second quarter, according to James Bullard from the Federal Reserve in St. Louis. So House Democrats are working on legislation proposed by President Joe Biden to expand the existing child tax credit, directing the IRS to send recurring monthly payments to American families. And it says in one draft of the proposal, the IRS would deposit checks worth $300 every month per child younger than 6 and $250 per month for every child ages 6 to 17. And this would give parents $3,000 each year for each child between the ages of 6 and 17 and $3,600 per child under the age of 6. And I just want to show you the M2 money supply. This chart right here, and I'm going to take this out, the M2 money supply out from 1975 until current date 2020. Look how it exponentially increased in March of 2020 under the Trump administration. It's exponentially increased again under the Biden administration, and it's expanded by $369 billion in 1 week, and that's the most since March. Check this out. That's just parabolic. The year-over-year growth rate is now 26.54%, which is truly unprecedented. So what this means is the government has just stolen a big chunk of the money that you've been laboring to accumulate by diluting the value of everything that you've earned up to this point in your life. Everything. So while people are distracted with selection processes, or they call it election process, voting machines, inaugurations, while they're distracted with all this dog and pony nonsense, this bread and circus crap, they're not going to revolt against the real thing that needs a revolution. And that is our money, our time, and laboring energies is being stolen by the powers that shouldn't be, while we're distracted, deceived, and divided with a bunch of nonsense.
It's about building this country back better.
Growing conspiracy following it. It is called the Great Reset.
An unprecedented opportunity to rethink and reset the ways in which we live.
The great opportunity for reset.
The theory even calls Mr. Biden's campaign slogan, Build Back Better, a front for the conspiracy.
Build back better.
Building back better our economy.
Build back better.
All elements of the Great Reset are fundamental to building the future we need.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
It's a big effort to, some would say, to build back better. We would say to really have a great reset.
Conspiracy.
Remember, this is all about a planned, organized partial shutdown of the U.S. economy. Not a partial shutdown, but a full shutdown, and not just of the U.S. economy, but of the global economy. This is the biggest power and wealth transfer we have ever seen in the history of mankind, happening right under our noses as we're distracted with all the minutia. If you guys enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. And don't forget to subscribe to me on highimpacttv.com and all my other social media links in the description below. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.
Guys, we already know that they want to decimate the dollar, destroy the economy, bring us into a cashless society, and eventually make it difficult for us to even get food. That's why I constantly promote My Patriot Supply. Every chance I get, I turn my fiat currency notes into long-term storable food. This stuff is awesome. It's got a 25-year shelf life. And one thing we're all going to need is storable food. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. With my link in the description, you get $100 off of every order instantly. It'd be a good idea to order it while you can, because I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be able to ship this out. My link for your $100 off discount is in the description below.